right, I'm smiling right now because I'm trying to not come off as super annoyed, but let's be real. I'm annoyed. I don't know exactly how to even begin explaining the feelings I have right now. My ex decided to make a attack video on my friend Jessie Paege. For those of you who don't know who Jessie Paege is, she is a friend of mine, and I feel very maternal towards her. She's like 10 years younger than me. She's very positive, loving, has never said a bad word about anyone for as long as I've known her. She's just like the embodiment of a pure, innocent person who just wants to spread love and happiness. And, you know, she's been going through a lot lately. She's been facing a lot of criticism that I've tried to cheer her up and encourage her through. And then this happens, and it just... It really breaks my heart, but it also is incredibly frustrating for me because I feel responsible in a way. I don't think any of this would happen had we not had a bad public breakup and a bad falling out. A lot of his friends that were friends of his before the breakup decided to disassociate as a result of how poorly he treated me, and that has created more animosity, and Jessie Paege is kind of caught up in the middle of that. Unfortunately, because she's friends with Frank, who Richie doesn't like because of the reason I just gave, and because she's friends with me. And I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of comments saying that I should not make this video because it's just giving him attention, which is what he wants, and you're right. It is what he wants. But the things that he said about her in that video, I just don't wanna let it go. I can't let that narrative be put out onto the internet unopposed because it's so untrue and so hurtful to her. And I just got off the phone with her, and she was really upset, you know? Like, what am I supposed to do when a friend of mine calls me because of something my shitty ex did to her, and she's crying, and I know that I can do something. You know, this is me doing something. Let me sum it up for you, all right? Let me sum up his video. Hey guys, I don't like Jessie Paege because she's really positive and happy, and I think she's fake, but actually I don't like her because she's friends with people that I don't like, and I'm really butthurt that they all took my ex's side in our breakup, and also my channel is dying, I'm losing relevancy, and I think by putting her name in my title, I might get more clicks and views. So there we go, guys, I summed it up.
If she is all of these good, desirable qualities, why do I find her so insufferable?
I think I already explained it. I think you're jealous. I think you're jealous of her success. I think that you're upset that I'm friends with her. I think you're upset that Frank is friends with her. That's it.
She's friends with a lot of people that I am not a large fan of or don't get along with, but that's besides the point.
There you go. That's exactly my point. And that was at the beginning of his video. That explains it all. And I was trying to tell Jessie this on the phone. I'm like, listen, this is not because of you. This is an attack on you, but it's not really about you. There's a lot of underlying things there that are out of your control. So Jessie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're caught up in the middle of my bullshit. I mean, back in March, Eugenia even posted a photo of Jessie, me, Frank, and Eva, and he replied, all my faves, with a bunch of hearts. I mean, clearly, he's upset. He's really upset about this. And this is just another symptom of that.
I personally never met her.
That clip right there is something that I am going to bring up throughout the rest of this video. He's never met Jessie, okay? He, for some reason, thinks that he's in any place to judge someone else's character, first of all. But he spends this video attacking her, saying that she's not genuine, that she's fake, that she does what she does not because she really believes it, but because she's pandering to her audience to get clicks and views.
Just a grab for likes and retweets.
But he doesn't know her. He has never met her in person. He doesn't know her as a friend like I do, like Frank does, like Eva does, like Stephanie does. Like, you don't know her. So don't sit there and pretend like you think that there's some caricature of her on the internet that's not who she really is. That online, what you see, is who she is in person. She tries to cheer me up all of the time. I can't count the times that I've gone to her upset about something, that a friend of mine has gone to her upset about something, and she tries to cheer us up. And who she is online is who she is in person. It's not pandering. That's just her. And you can't sit there and say that you know any better because you don't know her.
Problem number one, her editing.
Okay, so this is where he goes through the video and he lists off all the problems he has with her. First one is her editing, which this is just silly and nitpicky. he really is grasping for straws at this point. She has an editor, too. Do you really not have anything else better to talk about, really?
Like, it's a little narcissistic. I don't know.
He points out that she uses slow-mo clips of herself in her videos. And he says that she's narcissistic. You are calling her narcissistic. Clearly someone needs a lesson in irony. And the clip that he uses literally says your self-worth is not based on the opinion of others. A clip where she's trying to be motivational to people, saying, hey, don't let other people's criticisms of you determine your self-worth. Don't let it bring you down. So Jessie, if you're watching this, don't let this piece of shit bring you down. Your self-worth is not dependent on his worthless opinion of you.
Point number 2. She's literally an android.
This whole android thing is really stupid. Like, he tries to say that she's too robotic, I guess, in a sense. Weird.
Well, Jessie Paege is the embodiment of the meme where if I ask an AI to study Tumblr for 10,000 hours and then spit out whatever it has, make a script, make something, it would literally spit out Jessie Paege.
If you step outside of the world of social justice warriors, Tumblr is a place where a lot of different things are shared that are inspirational, a lot of things that relate to a younger audience, maybe teenage girls, for example. But hey, you know, this might shock you, but Jessie's a teenage girl, so sometimes things she might say could sound Tumblr-esque. But if we want to enter the realm, like I said, of social justice, that's absolutely not who she is. She might advocate for positivity, but she's not a keyboard warrior. She's not going out and attacking people. She's not pointing her finger, calling people racist, misogynistic, transphobic. She's not doing the thing that you would initially think whenever you hear the word social justice warrior. And let me tell you what, if that's really who she were, she would not be a friend of mine. Pretty sure all the social justice warriors out there hate my guts, and we're friends, so what's that say?
Also, the laugh.
Really? Really? You're gonna make fun of her laugh.
So, that's it for today's video.
There is so much projection in this video, it's unreal.
Part 3, and this is a really big one, audience pandering.
Ooh, this one made me cringe when I heard it. I remember whenever I first met him, before we even started dating, I used to be really concerned because he would tweet things online, just super depressing tweets all of the time, which would confuse me because when I would talk to him, he'd be really upbeat and really happy. And I'm like, are you okay though? I saw you tweet this stuff, like I'm worried about you. Oh no, I'm fine. I just, don't pay attention to my Twitter. This was a conversation we had many times when we were dating. Don't pay attention to my Twitter. I put things out on my page a lot of the times that I'm not necessarily feeling because my brand is depressing. Now don't get me wrong, I'm sure that he's a depressed person. I do believe he has many mental health issues that he has yet to even start to deal with. But I do know that he at least exaggerates a lot on his Twitter to pander. So stop, my God, like I said, the amount of projection. Stop it.
And it makes me wonder whether it's her talking or her just trying to relate to her audience for the sake of relating to her audience.
You just described yourself perfectly.
Because there are very simple ways to come off as relatable without looking disingenuous.
Do you hear what you're saying? Do you not realize that that was a fucked up thing to say? Listen, you should just use my handbook of ways to seem like you're genuine when in fact you are not. Take, for example, all of the videos with my ex-girlfriend Jaclyn where I pretended to give a shit about her meanwhile fucking 4 other girls.
Like I said in the last section, Jessie Paege is kind of an embodiment, antithesis, if you will, of Tumblr.
Do you know what antithesis means? I know you're trying to say that she is the embodiment of Tumblr, but antithesis means the exact opposite of that. So, good job.
Antithesis, if you will.
It's my favorite thing when someone tries to appear as though they're super intelligent online, but really, in fact, have no fucking idea what they're talking about.
Like, for instance, her coming out video that she made a couple months ago, which was very brave and courageous and brand convenient.
Fuck you! Brand convenient. Now this is the part of the video where I start to get super pissed off because you are attacking not only her editing and her laugh and superficial things, but you're attacking the core of who she is as a person. You are saying that her struggles coming out are brand convenient as though she's fake and doing it just for the views, which you'll see that he actually does say later. This coming out video is something that Jessie has been talking to me about for months. She had been talking to me about it for so long before she posted it, freaking out. She was terrified to post that video. You have no idea what you're talking about. Don't sit there and make fun of her and belittle her by saying, oh, I'm sure it was super brave for you. It was, okay? It took a lot of guts for her to post that. I sat next to her as she was crying, freaking out, having a panic attack because she didn't know how it was gonna be perceived. Just because you don't think someone else feels a certain way or because you don't think you would feel that way doesn't mean it's not hurting someone else. And how dare you attack their experience?
It's been a tough month.
The shot is perfectly lit. She has a full face of makeup on. It's very clear she didn't just quickly turn on the camera.
No shit! No shit! She set it up with the intention to make this video. Like, why does it need to be like, oh, I'm on the phone with my mom and I guess I'm gonna tell her now, better bring out my camera? No, I mean, yeah, it was a planned video. She planned to come out on the phone and she wanted to record it, so she prepared for it. She had, like I said, been thinking about this for months. I don't understand what you're trying to prove. You're just trying so hard. You're trying so hard to make her look bad, dude, and it's not working.
She had it ready. Everything is very cohesive and put together.
We got a fucking Sherlock Holmes on our hands, guys. He figured it out.
It's just fake and disingenuous.
Like I said, I think that this is incredible. This is amazing. It's blowing my mind that he has the nerve to sit there and call someone who has never said a bad thing about anyone. All she wants to do is help people. All she wants to do is encourage people to be themselves and to not be afraid and to be strong. And you're sitting there trying to bring her down whenever you've done so much shit, dude. Come on. Get off of your high horse. I don't understand how you feel like you have any moral high ground to stand on. You, of all people, should not be attacking someone's character, and especially not someone as good as her.
Her Twitter account, oh boy. This is originally how I found out about Jessie Paege. She has a very, very large following on Twitter.
A following that I'm hoping to tap into with this video with her name in the title. Gimme them views.
Jessie Paege is an incredibly lazy activist.
All right, so this is him trying to say that all she is talk, that she doesn't actually do anything. And when she was on the phone with me this morning, she reminded me, I actually did know this, she reminded me that all of the views and all of the revenue that she got from those views were donated. All of the money that she got from the views on that coming out video, all of it was donated, okay? Which you don't know, probably because you didn't actually watch the video, you didn't look into it, you didn't do any research because your intention wasn't really to find out who she is as a person or to get to the bottom of these issues or to really find out what's going on. Your intention was to screw with her so you could get at people who love her, which, you know, congratulations, I'm pissed off. I don't know what everybody else's reactions are, but if that was your goal, good for you, dude. Just keep being that good person we all know you are. As I was on the phone with her this morning trying to make her feel better about all this stupid shit, she sent me a picture of her computer screen from her coming out video, the one that you just took a clip from, but you clearly didn't watch very far into. It says, all AdSense money from any LGBT plus videos I'm making will go to various LGBT plus charities, including the Trevor Project. Love, Jessie. But no, I'm sorry. She's just a lazy activist pandering to her audience. She doesn't actually want to help anyone. No, of course not.
This is 2018. When Ellen DeGeneres came out as gay, that was tough, and that was activism.
So what you're saying is because it's not as difficult to come out now as it was years ago, that her entire experience or any struggle that she may be having is invalid. Again, how dare you? How dare you pretend to know somebody like that? How dare you pretend to understand her struggle? Like I said, I have spent a decent amount of time, and I know my friend Steph spent a long time talking to her before posting that video. You have no idea how anxious she was. You have no idea the backlash she actually did get from a lot of people. She had to delete tons of homophobic comments, and even if the internet may be in large receptive in a positive way to what you have to say, that doesn't mean you can't have real fears about what it's going to be like to tell your friends, to tell your family. To this day, there are unaccepting people, there are family members who will mistreat their loved ones because of that kind of thing. So you can't pretend to know. You can't pretend to know how anxious she was about all of this. Just because the public was less receptive back when Ellen DeGeneres had to come out doesn't mean that you can sit there and shit on the struggle that she has right now.
What Jessie Paege is doing, while inherently positive, feels more like a brand curated decision than actual activism.
I can't imagine saying a more insulting thing to someone. Like, not only am I completely invalidating the insecurities that you have and had before coming out, I'm going to sit here and say that you're doing it just for the views and the clicks, and it's for your brand. It's just for your brand. It's just to get likes on YouTube. It's just to further your career. You're not a genuine person at all. Wow. Like I said, I can't imagine saying anything more offensive to someone who is such a sweet person. Like, she doesn't deserve any of this, and this is why I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed about this, because you couldn't have gone after a nicer person. You really couldn't have. She doesn't deserve this. She does not deserve this at all. I feel like shit. I feel like shit.
Because I don't see her ever actually putting her neck out on the line. I don't see her saying things that people actually disagree with. I don't think I've ever seen Jessie Paege once say something actually controversial that—
Why the fuck do you have to be controversial to make a difference? And people may think that I'm weird for saying this because I myself am very controversial, but that doesn't mean you have to be controversial to make people think, to make a difference, to lead by example. She's young. She has a very young audience, and a lot of these people that follow her potentially are LGBT, potentially live in families that might not be accepting. And by watching her and by feeling inspired by her, might not feel so alone, might not feel that there's anything wrong with them. Why does she have to sit there and be controversial to mean that that made a huge difference? All you have to do to be successful, in my opinion, online is make a difference for one person. And I myself know firsthand that she's done that for many people. I just went to her meetup. She recently had a meetup at Hot Topic, and I watched person after person after person go up to her and cry because she helped them in some way or another. And I know in your video you're like, anybody can do that, Jake Paul could do that, but these people were coming up to her crying saying, thank you for making me feel less alone. Thank you for making a difference in my life and making me feel like I'm okay the way that I am. I don't have to hide who I am, and I can feel proud to be gay. I can feel proud to be trans. I can feel proud to be different in any kind of way. And I understand that you have a stick up your ass because of who she's friends with and because she's far more successful than you'll ever be, but don't you dare shit on the progress that she's made and the help that she's given to other people.
just a grab for likes and retweets as opposed to actually making a difference.
Yeah, I don't think I can listen to much more of this. It's really making me cringe. And one thing that's very frustrating is he tweeted earlier, there's a way to critique someone and not be cruel. Really? You think that you weren't cruel in this video? You think saying these things weren't cruel?
Her entire brand just feels very constructed and very stiff and very fake. And ultimately, as I've said many times, disingenuous.
That wasn't cruel. You just attacked everything about her. And you also went pretty superficial too.
All this tells me is that her editing and crazy amount of jump cuts and the way she portrays herself in her solo videos is kind of just covering up for her lack of personality.
Yes, I think I was able to go about this in a way that wasn't cruel. Yeah, brilliant. I, on the other hand, have no problem being a jackass to you because I think you absolutely deserve it. And after everything that you said in this video, you are absolutely 100% a giant
Cunt.
Thank you. Couldn't have said it better myself. It's great. It's great to see that who you are as a person has just really improved since I dumped you.